Welcome back. It's not Halloween, but we're talking about witches this morning on Talk of Alabama. You never know what we're talking about here. There are good witches and then there are bad witches. But we're about to talk about a family of good witches in Alabama, a new book series called The Blanchard Witches right here, and Micah House is the author. He's the brains behind this book. Welcome to TOA, my friend. How are you?
Thank you, Stoney. I'm great. How are you today?
Great. And so you're from Cottondale, Alabama.
I'm from Cottondale, Alabama.
Tuscaloosa
Yes.
County, right?
Yes, yes.
And you're writing incredible books about witches. I love the book cover, by the way.
Thank you so much. But the artist did such a great job.
And these are good witches.
They are good witches. They're people get scared when you talk about witches, but they kind of feel like their job is to protect the natural order of life. And so they're living their life, doing their thing. They're a Southern family, so they have job issues, family issues, squabbles, humor,
The normal family.
deaths, tragedies, births, everything.
Yeah.
But they also have a whole lot of power, and sometimes when bad things happen, they have to go into action to kind of save their town.
Okay,
you know?
and they so they're kind of our heroes too.
They are.
Which
They
is
are.
the good witch part of it.
Yes, and as things progress through the book, they have to stop a killer, and they all have to come together to do that.
Incredible. I love the Blanchard name, by the way. I've ran into several Blanchards in Alabama. Is that a name that is common to your family?
I have no idea why that name stuck out to me.
So you just picked it.
I just picked it. I loved it, but it fit them.
Amazing. So we know who the Blanchards are now. They're a Southern family in Alabama who live a very normal life, but they sometimes have a lot of bad that happens, so they have to use their craft to
Right.
make good out of it.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about the story itself and how it works. So this is the Blanchard Witches of Daimler.
Daimler County. Daimler County is fictitious. I set it to kind of be the Cottondale coaling area, with Tuscaloosa on this side and Birmingham on this side. So there are lots of, through the series, because it's a series, there's going to be 6 in the series.
Whoa.
And there are lots of references to Tuscaloosa and Birmingham. They also go to Charleston. Later in the book, they're in Denver and New York and New Orleans. Later in the series. But right now, Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, the cities that I know best. So.
And if you're familiar with that little area, the word Daimler will kind of pop up. You know exactly what we're
Register
talking
with,
about.
yes.
We're not going to say the brand name, but anyway, that makes total sense if you know Tuscaloosa County.
Right.
So this one came out in March.
Right.
This is the first book. So this is The Blanchard Witches of Daimler County. And then book number 2 is the one on the screen right there. We also have it in our hand. It is The Blanchard Witches
Prodigal Daughters.
Prodigal Daughters.
It will be out in September.
So that's a September release.
Right.
What's the response so far about the book?
It has been really popular. I was a little worried because people with witches, wonder, and sometimes you have to explain.
When I was writing the title, or I write the intros for the interviews, and I was like, witches.
I know. You have to explain. But I've had such good feedback. I've had people messaging me from all over the country. They love it. When's the next one? And I actually was in New York this weekend. And you know how we were at a concert. You know how you just meet people and, hey, what do you do?
Oh, I was
What
just
do
at
you
a
do?
concert this weekend in New York. Not everybody does that, but yeah. Okay, Micah.
So anyway, I went to see David Guetta. It was awesome.
Amazing.
But anyway, there was this guy and his girlfriend, and he was from London, and he was like, what do you do? And I kind of told him, well, what I'm doing right now is writing this. And he was like, wait a minute. The Blanchard Witches, he's like from some weird county. He's like, my friend has this book.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh my God.
And that was in New York City.
Yes. I was like, this is crazy.
At a
I
David
saw that
Guetta
on his
concert.
coffee table. So.
Really, really cool. So we know, again, one has been released, the second one's about to be released. Where can we find a copy of the books?
So here in town, Little Professor has it. In Tuscaloosa, Ernest and Hadley, they have it. You can get it on Amazon, Kindle, online, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million. I'm sometimes just surfing the internet and find oh, I didn't know it was there.
Right.
And it's really exciting. It's been really exciting for me.
Do you have that feeling that it's going to blow up and go
I
national?
hope so.
I mean, it already
I
is
hope-
national, but it's going to be a big deal.
My
possibly.
hope is by the time I get the 6th book out, this is like someone at Netflix
Yeah.
or Prime is like, this needs to be a series.
Right.
And then they can have it.
And maybe a movie series too.
Right,
I can
right.
see that because again, the name, the topic, everything is so unique. And then you have Alabama and all of that, which
Right.
everybody in the U.S. loves Alabama. Everybody in the globe, they want to hear our southern drawl
And
and,
it's
everything
really
else.
fun when I get to the second one because they tore Quinlan Castle down.
Okay, yeah,
That's one of my
downtown
characters'
Birmingham.
homes. I was so upset when they tore Quinlan Castle down.
Of course, it's a
Yeah.
character's home. That's brilliant. So you thought about parts of Birmingham, parts
Right.
of Tuscaloosa County, where
Right.
witches may linger.
Right, and so I had one of my characters that's in the second book. She owns Quinlan Castle,
Okay.
and it's her house. And so when it was torn down, I was so upset.
It's happening right now. That just got torn down.
Yeah,
so
just a couple of months ago, I
A
think.
modern, everything's happening as you write it, pretty
Right,
much. It's really,
right.
really cool. Well, congratulations on the series.
Thank you so
It's
much.
very wonderful. Again, go check out the first book right now. It's on store shelves, also online, Amazon. A new book series called The Blanchard Witches. And this one right here is of Daimler County. Daimler County. You know where that is if you think about it, in Tuscaloosa County. Micah House, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so
a
much,
lot of
Tony. I
fun.
appreciate it.
One day you'll be too big for us.
No, never, because I just live down the road.
Okay, thank you. If you ever become too big, we'll send a car. Okay. Maybe that'll work.
Hey, we